All right, here we go. Oh, my banner is back, baby. And I'm your host, Travis Thomas. And you know I don't roll alone. I always say, you roll shoddy with me, which I appreciate. And then, of course, someone has to do the heavy lifting around here. And that someone is the walking, talking, triple-double Ountae Campbell, who earlier today, true story, was running through the internet showing me old clips and new clips of players getting dunked on in every level of basketball. We watch high school kids get dunked on and laughed at them. We watch college kids get dunked on. We laughed at them too, and the pros. But I couldn't find any video of Tay getting dunked on. How you doing, Tay?
I'm doing good, Travis. I'm doing good. And I'm really doing good because of that video of Tatum that came out over the weekend where he said his agent saved Celtics Nation because when Gordon Hayward came to the Celtics, came to Boston.
Yeah.
He was a rookie. He hadn't even played an official game yet.
Right.
And he was already requesting to be traded because he was like, ain't no way I'm not starting in the league. So shout out to his agent for telling him, hey, calm down, wait it out, see what happens. And we have banner 18 here in Boston because of it.
And banner 19 loading. By the way, this team, Ountae, off to the best start they've been off to for a season in 4 years. It's an absolute wagon we were watching with the Celtics. And by the way, this lately without Jaylen Brown, Tay.
Man, crazy. This team just seems like no matter what they do, they can't lose right now.
Right.
You don't have Jaylen Brown, okay. You don't have Porzingis, okay. It's like, dude, these dudes are just steamrolling guys, and they're not even healthy. It's scary.
Yeah, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on the Hawks game. I'm looking at the stats here, so I'll start there and then move forward. We'll bring Ountae back later on. He'll pick apart my entire rant, as he always does, and then we'll get on with it. But the Hawks game, I just think it was predictable as, I don't know, the sunrise. I mean, I'm looking at the numbers. Jayson Tatum, of course, he comes out hotter than fish grease. I mean, the Celtics didn't waste any time beating the hell out of yet another inferior Eastern Conference team that just doesn't stand a chance. And we talk all the time about the off seasons of the Knicks, Pacers. These are real teams. Cavs off to a hot start. We'll talk about them later. These are real teams. But these inferior Eastern Conference teams like the Hawks, I mean, you don't stand a chance, okay? You're not going to do anything in the playoffs if you get there, and the only chance you stand is a random weekday during the regular season, and you couldn't even get that right. Remember, Celtics struggled a bit with the Hawks last regular season. Not the case so far. Tatum scored 26 out of his 28 points in the first half. I mean, it was over. He was chilling in the fourth quarter. By the way, he added 9 dimes and 6 boards. Let's just call it what it is with this guy. And we knew this. Everyone knew this. He's playing like an MVP. He is. The numbers generally are there anyway for Tatum, but it just looks different so far this season. He is dominating people. So this is their third straight win without Jaylen Brown. And by the way, I saw this stat too. I couldn't believe. I wanted to share this with you. The Celtics have now won 16 straight when Jaylen Brown does not play. So let's just take a beat and a breath on that for a second. 16 straight without Jaylen Brown. No one's saying this team's better without him. No one's saying they can repeat without him. We all understand how valuable he is. Many of you feel as though he's the best player on the team. I think he's the most clutch player on the team. I think he's the best closer on the team. I still believe Jayson Tatum is the best player overall on the team, but I understand the thought process that Jaylen Brown is at. If anything, he's earned that, okay? So I'm not going to argue with you there. But again, I mean, a random weeknight during November in the regular season, I love that this team can kick anyone's ass without him. In fact, I can't wait to see what the Celtics look like at 100%. When you get him back, when you get Porzingis back, I mean, when they are at full strength, imagine what they're going to look like then. I mean, it's the Avengers out there. It's unbelievable. But in terms of right now, Jaylen, take your time. I'll admit, after he tweaked it this weekend and missed the first game, I thought, okay, you know, no big deal. He'll be fine for the Hawks game. Then when he didn't play in the Hawks game, I thought, is this maybe a little more serious than they're telling us? And then they beat the hell out of the Hawks without him anyway. So I'm like, hey, take your time, Jaylen, no problem. Now the Warriors are up next. So obviously tonight, C's host the Warriors. This is a much bigger test, and we get that. This game, with or without Jaylen Brown, by the way, this game's going to be close. They're always close. Warriors-Celtics are always epic games. I don't expect anything different tonight. And by the way, even though the Celtics are a cut above, they are better than this current Warriors team. Warriors now, winners of 4 straight. Steph Curry's back from injury and looks like, Steph Curry. You're getting contributions. Draymond Green's playing well. How about old Dolphin Teeth? Buddy Hield playing well. The Warriors look for real, and they have some young talent there doing some things. With that being said, I have to give you my Travstradamus prediction. And, of course, I'm going to go high scoring tonight. Give me the Celtics 130 and the Warriors 123. I'll take Jayson Tatum to outshine Steph. Not that Steph's going to play bad, but I'll just take Tatum right now to groove he's in. I think he'll have to play in a fourth quarter. Go figure. But I'll go 130, 123 against the Warriors tonight. All right, now I thought about this because Ountae and I, and looking at people getting dunked on, naturally we start talking about some of the young talent around the league. And I thought, okay, let me talk to our loyal Hold My Banner audience about rookies around the league who have caught my eye so far. Now, we watched this kid in the Hawks game against the Celtics, Zachary Ricochet. Remember the first pick? So we watched him. He was a non-factor. He didn't do much in the game. Hasn't done much all season, although I'm not hating on the kid. He has shown flashes. I think he's got to get more consistent as a scorer, because when I do see him score, it's beautiful. It's pure. He could shoot. He could put the ball in. He is kind of like a poor man's Wemby in a way in terms of skill set, but he's not as dynamic as Wemby, and he's not as aggressive, and I just don't think he's as good. That's why I said a poor man's Wemby. Like, who the hell is Wemby besides no one? So I think his future's bright, but so far, I haven't seen much from him. Alex Sarr, very similar for the Wizards. Again, another Frenchman there, but he's been inconsistent offensively as well. I'll give him the nod here. This is what I do like about him, is he's already proven, he's already showing this early in the season, he's a bona fide rebounder. Now, he needs to get more consistent offensively, much like Zachary in Atlanta, but at least he's crashing boards. He's damn near averaging a double-double already. So I think Alex Sarr, and many of us, I know Ountae felt this way, I did as well. Alex Sarr should have been the top pick. I feel like everyone felt that way except, the Hawks and everything. Same thing with Zach Edey. Hasn't found his consistency yet as far as scoring, but I like that he crashes boards. He has shown flashes in terms of scoring, and more importantly with Zach Edey, with the Grizzlies, he's blocking shots. He's getting involved defensively. He is challenging. If you go to the cup on the Grizzlies, you got to deal with that guy. I like that about him. So I think he's going to keep getting better. Bub Carrington for the Wizards. Now, this was a late pick. No one thought about him. He is getting absolute buckets there in D.C., and the thing about him that I like, it feels like when he comes in the game, he's providing a spark offensively for a bad team. When you're a bad team, you'll take whatever you can get. This kid has come out of nowhere for them, and he's balling. Here's another steal. Jalen Wells for the Grizzlies. And you say, who? Another late draft pick. No one had any expectations. No one thought anything coming in. Good player, but no one thought he would make an impact. What's beneficial for him is everyone on the Grizzlies, besides Ja Morant, is hurt. So he's getting a lot of minutes. And even with Ja Morant, the Grizzlies they're not playing him hella minutes this early in the season. They have to try and keep him fresh because we've seen Ja Morant get hurt, fade down the stretch. So Jalen Wells appears to be the beneficiary of that. Hey, there's minutes to be had. Let me go out here, show I can hoop. And he's doing that. He's leading the Grizzlies in a lot of categories. I like what he's doing, even though as they get healthy, his minutes may be restricted. And by the way, I'll leave it at this before we bring Tay back in. I hate to give the Lakers credit for anything, but Dalton Connect, dude can shoot. And I've been saying for years, I'm sure Lakers fans say this, they need a shooter. They haven't been able to shoot for years consistently. This kid can do it. I don't know if he's any good big picture. I don't think he's a dynamic playmaker. It doesn't appear that way to me, but we'll see. But I tell you what he can do. He can shoot the ball. And he's doing that for the Lakers. And I like that. All right. So before we bring in Ountae, let's just establish this. From Simone Biles to Caitlin Clark to all the top stories in sports, we got you covered right here on Nesson's Women in Sports podcast, Respect Her Game. You can find it on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, Amazon, wherever you get your podcast. You know the drill. All right, let's bring them back in. Ountae Campbell, who I always get a kick out of this. I like to say this. You know, if you listen to the show a lot or you watch the show a lot, you know where I'm going here.
Yeah.
But it's always funny to me when I'm doing whatever I'm doing for the opening of this show. I'm just going off for 15 minutes about whatever.
Yeah.
I can see Ountae from where I'm sitting, and I'm always watching him, and he's just taking notes. And I'm just like, oh, man. It's almost like getting back a test from a teacher after you take the test or you're turning your homework and the teacher takes that red pen and they just sit there and not say anything. And you get your paper back and you're wondering what's going to be the verdict here. Am I going to have an A? Am I going to have a smiley face or have I flunked? Bring it.
I like everything that you said.
Hey!
I'm going to start with the Celtics and the Warriors matchup because I'm past Hawks, whatever. Yeah. Who cares?
It was predictable as the sunrise.
The best part about this weekend with those games were Hawks, okay, Tatum, headband, D. White, headband, love that. Mm-hmm. And then Grant Williams, bro, what are you doing with the Hornets?
We never did talk about that, did we?
What are you doing, bro?
Okay, you tell me. You're the jock. What was that about?
I don't know.
What was that like? What was that?
I don't know what he's on. I really don't. I don't
is
know.
Is it just bitterness, Ountae?
Yeah, I think so. I think he's a little upset that they won one without him. You know, it's that meme of Squidward looking out of his blinds and watching SpongeBob and Patrick having fun. That's Grant Williams. You know, he's like, why did you guys do this without me? I could have helped you. I could have done the 3-and-D. I could have done those things. He
feels that way. Imagine what Marcus Smart must feel like, who was an actual player. You know what I mean? I mean that with all disrespect to Grant Williams.
Jesus Christ.
I do. I'm just saying.
Fair. But, okay. Moving on to Celtics Warriors, though. I think the Celtics are going to end up winning this game. I think it's going to be a close game, like you said. High scoring as well. I'm willing to go even a little bit higher than you. I think we're going to need a little late game theatrics from the Celtics in this one, just because I think Curry's going to come in and try to do what he does and take the heart out of TD Garden and shoot the three. And he's healthy and he's back and he knows this team needs him to do well in order to be in big games like this. A matchup that we didn't think would be a big game, honestly, coming into this season.
No.
But the Warriors are 6-1, Celtics are 7-1 coming into this game. So I think Steph tries at least to have a big night. I think he's going to get up a lot of good looks.
All right.
I'm expecting 135, 132.
Okay, so we're not far off at all. You're going C's, though, right?
I'm going C's.
Okay, I'm writing this down. 135, 132?
Yes.
All right, and I have 130, 123.
Yes.
All right, so yeah, listen, bro. What we need to do on the next banner is just clip this back and show it and see who got the closest. Watch us both be wrong and the Warriors blow them out.
It might. You never know.
You never know.
You never know.
Yeah, and by the way, you're right. Coming into the season, of course, it's always a big game with the Warriors.
Right.
But I certainly didn't think the Warriors would be in the position that they're in right now. And I also didn't think that the Celtics would, although I could conceive it, I didn't think the Celtics would be as hot as they are. Before you move on, the world wants to know.
Yes.
On the last Hold My Banner, you had just dropped just a jewel that, hey, you know, Trav, I may have to pull up to TD Garden for this game, Celtics Warriors. And then you show up to Hold My Banner, and I see the Shamrock rocking on the shirt.
Yes.
So even though all your boys in Inglewood are disappointed right now, are you going to the Celtics Warriors game tonight?
To be determined. To be determined. Hey, I'm just saying, if you see me, you see some tweets from me, just come say what's up.
Okay.
All right? That's all I got to say.
I respect it.
Now,
Yeah.
Because before I move on, I just want to go back to one thing that you said really quickly about Celtics Warriors. Right. I didn't expect the Warriors to be 6-1, especially if you told me that Steph Curry was going to miss a couple of games in that run of their 7 games that they started out the season.
Right.
And, I thought the Celtics would dominate, but 7-1 coming into, election day for them and all of that stuff, I didn't believe that would happen, especially once again if you told me that Jaylen Brown was going to miss games. So, both of these teams, I expected to be good teams, but not this great starting off so far.
Yeah.
But all right, now I need to talk about your rooks really quickly.
Okay.
I love all of the rooks. The biggest part that I feel like you missed with the rooks that you talked about, and then I'll give you one that I want to highlight really quickly, is Alex Sarr's blocks. 2.8 a game. Yeah. I mean, that's a huge part.
Him and Edie both.
Of what the Wizards have been wanting to do with their team and helping them win the games that they've won so far and be competitive in the games that they've been competitive.
We liked him at the draft. I remember you and I both saying, and remember, this always happens in the NBA draft, but he was a consensus pick. He was. And then, the draft happens.
I don't blame them. Like, they had front court issues. They had Jalen Johnson. They have Oneka. They have Clint Capella. It was like, okay, where is this kid going to fit? We need somebody who's going to fit with Trey because Trey is our future, and we have to go get it. Now, it's too bad for them they didn't have it a year earlier and get Wemby. This draft has more role-esque players from what we've seen so far in this draft. And so, they didn't get an opportunity to get a star. And so, while Alex Sarr could be a star in the future, we don't know that yet. And there are risks that could be taken with that. And is he a can't-miss kind of prospect? I don't think so. But is he better than Reece Shea from what we know and what we've seen so far? Yes. Yeah, he is.
He's more. Yeah, I think you're right. He's just more polished.
Yes.
And they're both raw, right? But he's more polished of the two.
He is.
I agree. But we saw that coming in. That's what I mean.
Yes. Okay. Now, I need to talk to you about Ryan Dunn from the Suns.
I know.
That's my rookie.
It's because I hate the Suns.
I understand.
That's
and you
why.
don't want to give them any love.
I know.
But the Suns have been playing good basketball.
They have.
And a large part of it, even though he's only been playing about 9 minutes a game, those 9 minutes, they got to call him the dungeon.
Yeah.
Because he's been locking the dudes up, and he's been tasked with guarding some of the NBA's best in those games. Yep. And he's been doing the best to his abilities, and he's been making guys struggle. So I want to give out a shout-out to Ryan Dunn, a guy who was really touted as a guy who couldn't shoot. Yeah. He's hitting multiple big threes for the Suns late in games, early in games. He's been everything you could ask of a 3-and-D guard, and he needs his respect on this episode.
I know. My apologies. I'll put some respect on your name, but the Suns stink. And over time, they will prove it. Now, I'm looking at this, Tay. I'm seeing 2 undefeated teams still left in this league. Cavaliers, who are rolling, and the Thunder, who we expected to roll. They are. The Cavs we knew would be good, but damn, man. I mean, they are starting this season gangbusters.
Yep.
Both of them have big games tonight, by the way. Cavs at the Pellies, Thunder at the Nuggets.
Yep.
I'm wondering which team will stay undefeated the longest. Certainly.
Yeah, before you get into it, you have to give your official pick. And the reason that I put this topic in there, which team that you think is going to stay undefeated longer. Now, when I first posed this question, I posed it to George and people last week. Yeah. And I gave them with 3 options because the Cavs, the Thunder, and the Celtics at the time were undefeated.
Right.
George was rolling with the Celtics saying that they're going to go 14-0. We now have seen they dropped that game to the Pacers, so that is not a possibility. So now we've dropped it down to 2. So that makes it even easier for you. I picked the Thunder.
Yeah.
Okay. And I think I'm going to stick with the Thunder. I'll get into that, but I need your official prediction. Okay. Who do you think is going to stay undefeated longer, the Cavs or the Thunder?
Well, let's talk the elephant in the room here. The Nuggets have not looked good this season defensively.
Yes.
They are at home for this game tonight against the Thunder. I don't think I'm going to bet on it. Thunder are favored by 4.5, depending where you shop.
Yep.
I'm not touching it. I think if the Nuggets were playing a little bit better on defense, I would take a money line at home. But I'm willing to say on this show, especially since I don't have to put my money where my mouth is, I can just run my mouth, that I wouldn't be shocked if the Nuggets win tonight and it's over for the Thunder.
Yeah.
I'm going Cavs.
Wow.
Okay. They are. I think Giannis already, loudmouths like me, were planting the seed in the back of his mind that you should get the hell out of Milwaukee. The Cavaliers, maybe single-handedly now, are going to force Giannis's hand to go to the front office and say, "Get me out of here." Okay. More on that later in the show.
Yeah.
I'm going to take the Cavs. They're going to beat the Pelicans tonight in Nolens. Now they play the Warriors next, but that's at home.
Yep.
And then they get the Nets. I mean, they could rattle. I think they could win all three of those.
Yeah.
The Warriors game, I have a little trepidation. Avi, right?
Yep.
But I for the sake of answering your question, I think I'll go Cavs here, Ountae.
That's fair. That's a fair. When I see the writing on the wall, I would probably go with Cavs as well. But I'm stubborn.
Oh, you've been on the Thunder.
Very stubborn.
Yeah.
And I've been on the Thunder.
You're not stubborn.
I have them as my, Western Conference champion going to the finals. I don't see any issues with this Nuggets team. I mean, they've been steamrolling a lot of teams. Actually, they're the first team in NBA history to start off 7-0 and win every single game by double digits. So they've been blowing everybody out. They haven't had any issues, even with their injury problems that they've had. They haven't even had one of the big signings that they've got in the offseason with Isaiah Hartenstein.
That's right.
So they're not even 100% too. I think they get this one against the Nuggets again. I think that they don't have any issues with the Rockets. Where I start to get nervous is when they play the Warriors. And it's just because that Warriors team, once again, it's Steph, man. It's an older team. It's guys who understand how to win. They're going to be on a back-to-back after having to face the Celtics and the Cavs, who you think are both winning both of those games against the Warriors. Yeah. I don't think Steph wants them to go on a 3-game slide. No. So that's where I'm getting nervous about the Thunder, but I'm still rolling with them. I think, personally, they're going to go and continue to win and stay undefeated longer than the Cavs.
I promise you, I look for reasons to pick at you and to have arguments on this show. Yes. I do not believe you're stubborn whatsoever when it comes to the Thunder. I would love to call you that. I don't think you are. I think you're a man of your conviction with this team. You've been on them. You think they're going to the finals. I'm with you. I get it. I get why you should stick with them. I think you should just say it with your chest that the Thunder will stay undefeated the longest. All right, what do we got next? Little game time action?
Little game time action. Woo! We got Wicked. Nope. Sorry.
Oh, yes.
Pump fake.
Oh.
Win in 7.
Oh, I hate winning 7. I thought for sure you were going Wicked or Kick It.
Yeah, you thought. But
this is where I guess, right? And it's a silhouette I can never get right.
Yep. So we got 7 questions for you. A silhouette on the 7th question. Let me say
the silhouette. Oh, the silhouette's at the end.
Yep, after you got it. God. All right, let's go. Come on, Travis.
All right.
You could do this, man.
You always say that, and then I stink. All right, is this so I get 7, right?
Yes, you do.
Is this a current or a former player in this league?
This is a current player. Okay. That was question number 1.
Because sometimes you do. I'll be guessing all these current players, and you're like, it's James Worthy. I'm like, I had no idea. All right.
You have a great record, by the way.
All right. Is this okay, it's a current player. Is this a front court or back? This is a tough question, too, nowadays, because everyone's positionless. Is this a front court or back court?
This is definitely a front court player.
Okay, so he's maybe a big man. Okay. The majority of this player's current career has it been spent in the Eastern or Western Conference?
Eastern Conference.
Okay. So he's an Eastern Conference front court player.
That was question number 3.
All right.
4 more until the silhouette.
All right.
You might not need it.
Is he – oh, really?
Yeah.
Is he a champion? Is he a multi-time champion? Has he not sniffed the championship? Like, give me the pedigree in terms of winning for this player.
He is a 0-time NBA champion.
Okay, so he's a loser. Okay.
That was question number 4.
Okay. I got to figure out how I want to ask this because it's obviously you can't give me the answer, but can you give me this current player's career numbers? Like, give me what is he average per game? What's the boards? He's a front court player. What's his boards like? Give me his career numbers.
I'll give you his career rebounding numbers. I won't give you everything. I'll give you his career rebounding numbers.
Okay, hold on. Time out.
Yes.
You're only going to give me his rebounding numbers.
Yes.
But you're not going to give me everything.
That could be for better or worse.
Yeah, but as I sleuth this out, as I detective this, this is True Detective season whatever. So you're not going to give me points and assists because it would give it away. That's why you're doing this.
Maybe.
All right, give me his. This is career rebounds or this season rebounds?
Career rebounds.
All right, career rebounds. Bring it.
11 rebounds a game.
Okay.
That was question number 5.
Okay. Here's what I know then. This player clearly is a double-double machine. Clearly. Maybe triple-double. Because you wouldn't give me anything other than rebounds. Okay, so you're trying to tell me this is a good rebounding front court player who's likely a beast. I feel like for you to omit points and assists, we're talking, it's not Joel Embiid, but we're putting up Joel Embiid numbers here. Okay. Eastern Conference team. Okay, is this current Eastern Conference player, front court player, does his current team have a winning record in the East? Like, do they matter? Is he on a good team? Right now, currently, as we sit here.
I'm pretty sure no. Yeah, definitely not. Not good in the standings right now. That was question number 6.
I have one more.
Yes.
Front court.
You get a silhouette, and then you get a
front
final
court
guess.
Player, Eastern Conference, no championships, averages was 11 boards per game.
11 boards per game.
11 boards per game. His team currently, not only did you say no that they're not a good team, but you said not. You kind of gave a little like, they're not close. So this is a bad team right now.
Records wise, yeah.
Right now, records wise, I think. Okay, all right. How many questions do I have?
That was 6. That was
so
6.
I got one more question, then silhouette?
Then a silhouette.
All right, this is a personal question. Have you, Ountae Campbell, made fun of this player ever on Hold My Banner?
I'm pretty sure I probably have. I
think I'm ready to solve the puzzle. I need to see the silhouette. I don't think the silhouette's going to help me much.
That was question number 7, so here's your silhouette.
Oh, no, wait. The hair. I feel like this player I'm thinking about has like okay. All right, I'd like to solve the puzzle.
Yes, please. Don't overthink it. You got this.
This kind of looks like Joel Embiid. I'm not going to lie.
Can we show him the picture?
Okay.
Let's go.
Can I tell you who I was struggling with?
Yes.
But I don't know their record right now. I feel like they're okay.
Okay.
All right. Before I tell you, let me look up the record so I don't feel dumb.
By the way,
all right. They're decent. They're decent. They're 500.
Embiid, correct.
Okay, they're 500. All right, so Joel Embiid, the whole time I was thinking Joel. I think I mentioned him, didn't I?
Are you talking about Pascal Siakam?
No. Didn't I mention Joel Embiid throughout this guest? Okay, so that's where I was leaning, right?
Yes.
At the end, which is why I asked, did you make fun of him? I was starting to think Karl Anthony Towns.
But
for one, right. And I feel like the Knicks have struggled, but they're 500, so whatever. But Tay, what gave it away was for once the silhouette helped me. It never helps me. The silhouette pops up. I'm like, I have no idea who this is. The hair in the silhouette helped me out this time. Joel Embiid. So I'm not as bad at this game as I thought.
You can't complain ever about the silhouette again now.
No,
you're
I can't.
It's never gonna help me.
I know.
And now it just saved you.
It saved because I was thinking of 2 players and the silhouette saved me.
Yeah.
So. Wow, Joel Embiid, who has yet to take the court.
Yes, and I had to bring up Joel because of his altercation with the reporter or columnist.
What is up?
We won't spend too much time on it, but Joel, you're better than that, bro.
He is. Listen, I
understand.
Yeah,
don't get me
too.
wrong. I understand.
Me too.
That this dude talking about your family, out of line, out of pocket, 100% agree with you in that regard, Joel.
Yeah.
But man, you are so much richer than him.
Well, not just that.
I mean? And you're so much more of a bigger figure than he is. And you have so much more to lose than he does.
Yes.
It's just, I understand you probably talked to this dude before or whatever.
Yeah.
And you've had back and forth, but Dude, at the same time, it reminds me of a show I used to watch when I was a kid that I shouldn't have been watching.
What?
The Boondocks.
Oh.
And this dude just laughed, and he was like,
yeah.
Like, why do I have to worry about you?
Right.
Because I'm rich. You know
right.
what I mean? It is what it is.
It is what it is. It's true. I mean, I agree with you that this writer was out of line. And I agree that Joel Embiid had every right to be upset.
Yes.
But go cuss the guy out and move on with your day. Where I can't roll with you is putting your hands on the dude. I think, and you're Joel Embiid and he's some dweeb writer. Like, relax. I think what should have happened, because this guy has a history of doing this.
Yes.
There's a pattern of this. The 76ers should have got involved.
Yep.
The dweeb's editor, who, like, you have to submit these stories to whoever your boss is. Mm-hmm. This guy, he needs to be held accountable too.
Yes.
I mean, at some point, you got to be like, bro, get off the guy's family and his personal life. Relax. If you want to say he sucks, he's not, whatever, fine. But, like, leave family out of this.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of people around Joel Embiid failed him, but you can't go around first of all, anyone shouldn't put their hands on anyone.
Anybody.
But you are literally 8'9", 400 pounds of muscle. Relax, bro.
100%.
All right, want the latest on the Patriots in the NFL? Drake May needs help, and we discuss how he can get it on Nesson's football podcast, Foxborough Rush. It's available on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, Amazon, and of course, wherever podcasts are found. All right, Tay, what's next for us, brother?
So next, I have a question for you.
Oh.
What's more lame? That is the question.
I was made for this question.
So I have two things.
Okay.
Miami Heat put up a USA gold medal banner for Bam Adebayo winning gold with Team USA this summer. So I need to know, is that more lame?
Such a loser move.
Or the other night when the Warriors faced off with the Wizards.
Yeah.
Jordan Poole and Draymond Green matched up again, and this is something that everybody always talks about. This picture that we have on the screen shows Jordan Poole after he hits a three pointing at Draymond Green. Draymond Green in return waited until Steph Curry, not himself, Steph Curry hit a three over Jordan Poole, and then he pointed back at Jordan Poole. So I need to know, Travis, which one is more lame?
All right, first of all, both are lame. Let's get that established.
That's why it's more lame.
Yeah,
not which one is lame.
I want to sort of just hammer home that these were great candidates by you, Ountae, because they are both lame as hell. More lame, though, is the Draymond and Jordan Poole.
Yes.
Here's why, bro. Like, first of all, Draymond, you didn't hit the three. So I know that's what you were alluding to with Steph's three. Like, Draymond, you're washed and have been washed. I don't know why they brought you back. I thought re-signing him was stupid, but whatever. Draymond pointing at Jordan Poole after Steph hit a three is lame, but I'm not letting Jordan Poole off the hook. Bro, you're out every night in D.C. I know it. I get the text. I get picture evidence. Guys send me. I'm not TMZ, bro, and I don't cover DC sports anymore. I get text messages of this guy, pictures of Jordan Poole in the club, bottle service. Like, I mean, come on, bro. Like, you're lame too. You hit a three, great, man. You could shoot. You're on you're scoring points on a losing franchise. And then you got a nerve to point to the dude who put you to sleep with one punch? I mean, who are you? Bro, you need to leave Draymond the hell alone. You ain't learned yet. He done knocked your ass the bleep out, and you're still heckling and talking Shaq to Draymond? You're both lame, okay? Now, what the Heat did is lame.
Yes.
I'm going to give them a pass for a few reasons.
Okay.
Here's why, even though it's lame, I'm not giving them the lamest because right now they are in desperation mode. They have got to make Bam happy. They better figure something out with Jimmy Butler. Like, they can't get any stars. It's a mess. Pat Riley ain't getting any younger. It's a mess in Miami, and they see it coming, okay? I think it's already here. I think the Celtics took their heart. But they're hanging on by a thread. So they're going to do whatever Bam wants. They gave Dwayne Wade an ugly-ass statue. Everyone act like it wasn't ugly. Like, they are desperation mode, okay?
Yes.
So and they're not a loser franchise. Hanging that dumbass banner was a loser move, Ountae. But they're not a loser franchise. They have some championships. It was lame, but definitely Draymond and Poole, they lame as hell. And you know I'm right.
So
I'm right.
Jordan Poole is a little lame for pointing at Draymond in the first place because, one, you're supposed to be a shooter, a scorer. You were 2 for 10 from 3. Why did Draymond make more threes than you and less attempts? He was 3 for 4 for 3 in this game. Had 18 points.
Facts.
And you're supposed to be a scorer. You had 24.
Facts.
And it's Draymond Green. But I'm totally against you on this one.
What?
The Miami Heat putting up. I'm about to get on my high horse
Come
right
on.
now. Why are we giving out participation trophies? Why are we giving now?
He didn't play bad.
Bam played good.
He played fine.
Bam came off the bench.
So what?
Throughout the Team USA run. Why is he getting a banner for a team accomplishment for a team that he didn't even start on?
Oh, come on.
Stop
He got
giving
a gold
out
medal.
Participation trophies, NBA. Hanging a banner should be for winning championships and players who change your franchise.
What?
What has Bam Adebayo done for the Miami Heat that is so Miami Heat altering? Nothing.
That's not true. Well, I mean, he hasn't won.
No.
But they don't get to the finals without Bam.
They don't get to the finals without Jimmy Butler.
Yeah,
nobody goes back and says, oh, remember when Bam had 40 and da-da-da-da? No, that was Jimmy Butler. Now, don't get me wrong. Bam Adebayo is a big part of that team.
Yeah, where's this coming from?
But I am tired of the participation jersey. We get it, Miami. You want attention. You want to sell seats because your team is not good. This is not the way to do it. Give D-Wade a good statue. Put up banners for when you actually win something. Not for, one of our players. Where's the Alonzo Mourning USA banner then? Where's the Gary Payton USA banners? I'm sure they played on USA. Where are their banners at? Where's the D-Wade USA gold banner? They don't have one. They've all done more for that team.
And they played.
They what Bam has done.
Yeah, facts. I told you they're desperate right now. And for the record, you all think I'm harsh. And I'm the crazy one. I mean, Exhibit A. He doesn't want Bam getting any love, and he contributed at least to the gold medal.
I've shared a lot of love with Bam.
I
gave him congratulations on his woman. I think he's one of the greatest defenders in the league. He switches 1 through 5. I love that he's now trying to expand his game out to the three-point line. I love what he did for USA this summer. Yeah. They wouldn't win without Bam, honestly.
Dog.
But this banner is stupid.
I'm telling you now, Tay, if Bam and Asia have a baby, whatever year that kid is draft eligible, first pick overall. I'm telling you right now. Want to hear all about Boston sports? Check out Nesson's daily podcast. Boston has entered the chat. I'm on there. Check it out, baby. Come on. You can enter a conversation by calling the Nesson Vodcast hotline, 617-790-0928. You can also email us, the chat at Nesson.com. Boston has entered the chat, is available on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, Amazon, wherever you get your podcast. All right, Tay, let's get to it. We always do our NBA League Pass games to watch. Where are you going for this one?
Yeah, I got to keep it real simple and easy. Usually I try to highlight the underdogs in the League Pass game. I can't do that. This Wednesday, tonight, when you guys are watching this episode, the Thunder, a team that I've been talking about, blah, whatever, are at the Nuggets. We've already talked about this game when we were talking about the Thunder staying undefeated. This is a big game because, especially for me, because I, above all things, love being right.
You do.
My mom tells me it all the time. My friends tell me all the time. Travis tells me all the time. I love being right. And I need the Thunder to prove to Travis Thomas that the Nuggets are not worthy of going to the finals and facing off against, well, not facing off, losing because whoever from the West is losing to the Celtics. The Thunder are the only team in the West that are worthy of getting that opportunity of losing to the Celtics. So this game is a big game for me, for you, for everyone who wants to watch, because these are the two teams that we all think have the best shot to make it to the NBA Finals. So this game is a big game, especially for the Nuggets that want to show that they do belong.
Yeah, I actually think this is going to be the Western Conference Finals, and I'm going to stick with who I picked with the Nuggets. But I tell you one damn thing: unlike you, I'm wrong all the time, and if the
I'm
Thunder,
wrong. I just like being right.
I'm just saying that, like, if the Thunder beat the Nuggets, it is what it is. Like, it's not going to be a shock to me. I'm just going to go the other way with the Nuggets. With all that being said, the Nuggets are at home for this game. They could win it. Yeah. I don't think they are. I think the Thunder will likely get it done. For me, I'm going to go 76ers and the Clippers, and you're going to laugh at this. So from the 76ers angle,
okay.
I mean, we just talked about the team is reeling. Yeah. Joel Embiid hasn't played. Paul George is out. Like
he's back, but yes.
Is he back?
He's
okay.
Back.
They're still losing games, Tay. Mm-hmm. They're in a hole already. Yeah. Now it's a long season, of course, but they got to get some wins going. You got to get some momentum going here.
They do.
So I think it's a big game for every game right now is a big game for them to just kind of right the ship, if you will. Here's where you're going to laugh.
Okay.
I don't give a damn about the Clippers. I think you know this, right?
Okay. Yes.
I'm not going to lie, bro. I like their new arena.
I'm not laughing at it. It's just that dang wall is dumb.
It's not. I like what the Clippers have going. I like their owner. I like what he's built there. Yeah. I think they miscalculated when this team could be championship ready. Like, obviously,
they should have had this arena like last year or 2 years ago, whatever.
Yeah,
it's less exciting now, especially when Kawhi's probably not going to play all season.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't care about the Clippers,
right?
But man, they got the arena right. So I'm looking for the 76ers to try and right the ship, get back where they're supposed to be, and then I just want to see the Clippers arena. So I think the Sixers win, and I'm looking forward to watching them do it there specifically.
I don't think the Sixers are walking out with this. And
you don't?
I'm going to tell you exactly why, and then we're going to move on to our next topic.
All right.
Because Paul George clearly still does not know how to finish games. I mean, after the interview that he had, they lost to the Suns, which I'm telling you about. I think it was Monday or whatever. They lost to the Suns. KD hit a game winner. That was all the talk.
That was
a layup, blah, blah, blah. Paul George, now, down 2 with the 76ers having the ball. He's ISOing at the top, doing what he does. And they have an opportunity to go win the game, right, with the 3.
Yep.
He doesn't shoot the 3, which is fine. I'm okay with that. Going for the tie. He got a good look from mid-range. He missed it. That's NBA basketball. It happens. He's a good player. That's a good shot. I want him to take that shot. But then, in the interview after the game, they asked him, hey, like, what was the thought process between you going for 2 or going for 3 for the win? And this man says, I didn't know that we were down 2. I thought we were down 1. So, once again, just like the Dame shot, he has no idea what's going on in the game.
Bro.
And so maybe if he shoots a 3, it goes in. Who knows, right? But they're robbed of that opportunity as a whole because he doesn't know time and score. You're an NBA veteran. So because of that, I'm going to roll with the Clippers because they actually have veterans who understand time and score at the end of the game.
It's so elementary, but it's true. By the way, that was his first game back.
Yeah, it was.
And it's like, bro, like, where's your self-awareness? He didn't have a great game today. Right. The game you're talking about.
Yeah.
He didn't against the Suns. He didn't have this great game. So it's like, why are you all of a sudden just getting back, getting the rust off, just dictating, you know what? I'm going to take over this game. Bro, it's just no self-awareness.
Get the ball to Maxey, man.
Get the ball to Maxey and get the hell out of the way is what you should do. And it would have went a different way. All right, so college basketball is upon us. Sound the trumpets, release the dubs. Now, before we cut down the nets at the end, let's talk about now at the beginning, at the genesis of the season. What are we most looking forward to? Just throw some storylines at me.
Well, I already know you're going to hit the nail on the head with all the big names, so I'm going to leave that to you because Cooper Flag.
Yeah, of course.
Of course. He's in the title right there.
Here's another one.
He's there.
Here's another one.
Yeah.
Hunter Dickinson I'm looking at.
His old self, man.
Well, he is old. And you know what else too, bro? Like, I know injuries are a thing. I get it.
Yeah.
But, like, I've been waiting on this. I covered him in D.C., Tay. Like, I've been waiting on this kid. It feels like his whole life at this point.
It feels like Perry Ellis. That's what it feels like. Like Kansas always has the guy who feels like he's been in college basketball for 18 years.
Yeah, bro.
That's what this feels like.
You're right.
Okay, hold on. Before you go off on your Hunter Dickinson and your Cooper Flag, and maybe you'll even nod to Paige Becker's a hooper, I need to talk about Cooper Flag's teammate, Con Knipple. Now, this dude is legit. He put the world on notice in that first game. I mean, the dude, I saw him as maybe a second-round pick before entering that game.
Yeah.
Now he's being looked at as a lottery pick in a lot of these sites I think I've seen. And so he plays at Duke, 22 points per game. 22 points in the game, 8 for 14, from the field, and 3 for 8 from 3. This dude was lighting it up. He was shooting a lot of heat checks. He was on fire. I mean, he had one where the ball got tipped to him at one step in between the logo and the three-point line. And he just pulls up with 30 on the clock and just lets it go.
Nasty.
And just all bottom. So this kid is special. You got to pay attention to him. If you're here in Boston and you have an opportunity to check out Robert Hinton from Harvard, you have to pay attention to this freshman. 27 points in their game against Marist.
Goodness.
9 for 12 from the field, 1 for 2 from the three-point line. I obviously have a little affinity towards him because he's from Los Angeles, but this kid actually is a good player who can play. Kiki Iriferin. I can't even say Irifin.
I thought you were doing the
Irifin. I got to say it right. Excuse me. Irifin. She's at USC. Everybody knows about Juju Watkins. Juju's going to be the story. This girl, also from Los Angeles as well, transferred from Stanford into USC. This is her first year there. She had 22 points, 13 rebounds in their game, 7 for 15 from the field. She's just a double-double machine. She was doing it at Stanford. She's going to do it at USC. She's a huge part to why that team is going to be successful this year. And last person, Olivia Miles, Notre Dame. Triple-double to start the season after coming off a year where she missed a year for an ACL injury. This girl is special. 20 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists, 8 for 12 from the field. Efficient, just a superstar as well. A big name that you guys are going to watch out. A big name that you're going to hear in March when Notre Dame eventually makes it to the tournament. Pay attention to Olivia Miles.
I tell you what, I'm looking at programs too. Like, I obviously, like everyone else, I want to see, can UConn actually three-peat? I want to see that. But on the women's side, I mean, and you know where I'm going. Paige Beckers is my favorite player. She's my favorite player. Even when Caitlin Clark was doing her thing, Paige got hurt. We know the rest of the story. But I think that if, I know what you're going to say, well, if Paige Beckers can stay healthy.
If we're a fifth, we'd all be drunk, Travis.
It's a big if. I know, I get it. But I'm doing it anyway. She's that special. If she could stay healthy. Not only is she the best player, hands down, but I think Gino, I think he's got one more in him. I really do. I think he's got one more in him. We'll see if the men can three-peat or not. It's hard to do that in any sport.
Yes.
Although the Chiefs are making it look easy right now, right? But listen, I think Gino, I got some faith there on the women's side.
Yes.
As far as the Huskies go, and then the other program I'm looking at from a basketball standpoint. I'm considering making this bet, Ountae. I haven't done it yet.
Yeah.
I think I'm rolling with the Tide.
Roll Tide.
I want this Tide team.
I don't care about nothing but the Tide.
I think Roll Tide, if they can win this, if they can win the whole shebang, if they cut that, yes. What do you mean? They're capable. It's possible.
No, I'm not saying that they're not.
If they cut down the nets,
yes.
I mean, is Alabama all of a sudden a basketball school?
Ooh.
Ountae, I'm just saying, they already want to run the coach out of there for football. If Roll Tide.
You're ready to get rid of Kalen DeBoer?
Already. They're like, he ain't saving, get him out of here, roll down. If the basketball team can cut down the nets.
They've had some good teams over the last couple of years.
Just saying, they've been knocking on the door, haven't they?
They have.
All right, Tay, well, listen, I know your mom says you like to be right and you love to argue and all. And I'll be honest with you, if you couldn't jump out the gym like you do and have a silky, smooth jump shot, play lockdown, tough nose, hard nose defense like you did, and hell, great leader. I see it every day. You're a great leader. If you couldn't have done all that,
yes,
you could have had a future as a lawyer. Clearly. Clearly. I could see you in a courtroom saying, you can't handle the truth. So there he is, Ountae Campbell. Thank you for your contribution, sir.
I appreciate it.
We appreciate you here. I'll leave you with this. You know, Giannis is so over Milwaukee. It's not even funny. And I told you, right here on Hold My Banner, preseason, we did a show where we said 5 bold predictions going into the season. And one of them that Ountae, I think, kind of liked was that Giannis is going to force a trade from Milwaukee. Not only did I say he's going to force a trade out of Milwaukee, I said where I think he's going to go, and I'm sticking by it. I think he's going to end up in the Bay. I think he's going to end up with the Golden State Warriors. My reasoning is twofold. Number one, from a Warriors standpoint, they were already picking up the phone last season and calling every team, including the Bucks, about their superstars. They called the Lakers about LeBron. They called everybody. You name a superstar, they, as in the Warriors, picked up the phone and inquired about, hey, can we maybe just kick the tires here? What would it take to get a trade there? Most teams hung up on him, but I think Giannis will remember that. Why I say it's twofold, from a Bucks standpoint, this guy can't catch a break. I mean, Giannis balled out in the Olympics, and it didn't matter because his team sucked. In Milwaukee, the Bucks are a travesty right now. They're a mess. And you can't even say, well, Dame's not doing anything. No, Dame's balling too. It doesn't even matter. Doc Rivers as a coach right now looks like he's just there to collect a paycheck. I mean, they're a mess. And what's Giannis doing? Same thing he always does. Balling out, carrying his franchise, averaging 31 points, grabbing 12 boards per game. For God's sakes, he's doing everything, and they're losing games. I'm telling you, loyalty only goes but so far. I think Giannis this season is going to demand a trade from the Bucks. I think he ends up in Golden State. By the way, that game, his game and Steph's game, complement each other perfectly. It's kind of old school. It's an inside-out effect, right? The Warriors will mortgage the future. They have good young talent there that you can move. They also have draft picks. Give up all that. Try to squeeze out one more championship from Steph and Draymond. Giannis can help them get there. And then when those guys age out, build around Giannis. It's a smart franchise that knows how to do it. Clearly, the Bucks do not. That's it for us here on Hold My Banner. Thank you for rolling with us. Until next time, for Travis Thomas and Ountae Campbell, where we ask you to hold our banner again. Peace!